Absolutely. So, we're going to be jumping into game number 1, Polaris Rhapsody, first game of the series for this week, Prodygy versus nbaker. Prodygy's playing as the teal Protoss at the top left-hand position, which means that down here at the bottom right as the yellow Zerg is going to be nbaker. And, ooh, guess what? We already got some early cheese coming out here from Prodygy.
Oh, yes, and in that probe. So, what do you think about this on that map? In my experience, limited, I'll grant you, the proxy gates aren't that great unless the Zerg goes hatchery first. It always feels like they can micro their way out of it in any other scenario.
Yeah, it's kind of interesting. The idea of Polaris Rhapsody with the really long attack pads along the sides and through the middle really allow for Zergling counterattacks. So proxy builds have been very, very interesting to note for both Terran and Protoss players. I would say that against Zergs, I typically wouldn't do this. Because, again, as you said before, early pools kind of are just like, alright, I can deal with this pretty easily and then counterattack you really hard. Because there's no way you're going to be able to reinforce your base with a forward gateway like this.
And you know what? nbaker's going for that pretty safe drone scout as well, actually.
Yep, so he's
some people don't do it on this map because obviously you can just send the overlord straight to the other base. You know where he's going to be, but it's a good safe option, and he did in fact go overpool as well. So looking pretty good for nbaker right out the gate.
Yep, just like you said, overpool started here for nbaker, which means that he's going to have the very good build here to deal with this proxy gate. Now, it looks like Prodygy actually went for the 9-9 gate pretty much all in. There's actually only one way really for this game to end, which is either Prodygy is going to be able to overwhelm nbaker or nbaker is going to be able to counterattack and deal a lot of damage. And see, nbaker's now got that drone scout in. He's not going to see any buildings, no pylons. He's going to know exactly what's up here, that it's probably going to be a proxy gate. Doesn't know how many gates. But I feel like he should know that due to the probe count, it should be a double gateway. And he's actually going to scout it out.
He's saving up those lava already for Zergling, so he's going to be able to make a full complement. Oh, wow. Wow, he actually saw it. Wow.
Yeah, if he didn't know now, he knows now. So he's going to know it's double gateway coming up. He's going to be able to start, it looks like, yeah, immediately starting a creep colony back in his main base, starting Zerglings as well. Might try to proxy hatchery on the map somewhere. I'm not going to lie. Well, I don't really do this build as a Protoss player myself against Zerg, so I typically don't actually know that if, I guess double sunken. So in this situation, I actually think that Protoss is fine because he just walls off the ramp, right, with Zealots, and then Zerg can never come
triple
out.
Sunken. Yeah, so Zerg is going to be okay against this, but like, what are you going to do on one base or one hatchery if Protoss just doesn't overcommit?
Oh, the Zealots around! Oh, never mind. The Lings just running out.
He's just running straight past. Well, see, this is the problem, though, as you said. He does have a forge going down, but I'm not sure he's going to have time to get that cannon up. It's going to require quite a bit of micro, and these Sunkens will make him 100% safe at home.
Yeah, this almost feels like a 2v2 style of a game where you build...
That's exactly what it looks like.
You know what I mean? You build the Sunkens at home to make sure that you can't get attacked, and you just counterattack with the mobile units that you have. And this is exactly, I guess, the strategy that nbaker was going to go for. He's just, I'm just going to go for counterattacks and defend my base with the 3 Sunkens back at home here. And like you said before, there's no cannon going down right now. A gateway coming back up at home.
He doesn't have the minerals. Oh, wait, no, I'm looking at the wrong minerals. He does have the minerals. Not sure what he's waiting for.
Yeah, these probe drills are going to have to be excellent. But nbaker doing a very good job here of keeping the Zerglings just outside. Oh, never mind. I was about to say, he should have been microing these Zerglings just outside the reach of the probes and wait for them to spread out.
He's going to get some probe kills while he's at it, though.
Yeah.
Oh, but he's going to lose all these way too quickly. So, yeah, I guess back to what we were saying before. Now Protoss is in a fine position because they're sort of locked into this one base for now. One hatch even on one base.
Yeah, exactly. But Prodygy, sorry, is not actually making any more Zealots. So he's only got 2 Zealots on the map right now.
Well, I think that's smart because he's seen the 3 Sunkens.
Three Zealots on the map. He's
going to be able to do literally nothing.
Yeah, that's the problem here with nbaker. He's just going to have not really much resemblance of a forward game plan here. He needs to get a second base up, otherwise Protoss will be easily able to move ahead of him. But
I think he's sending a drone right now to do that. Yeah,
there he's going to go for it. But the problem is that if he starts his third base, now all of a sudden Prodygy can switch gears up, start making Zealots once again from these 2 gateways. And the fact of the matter is, well, the reinforcement line is really quick. So if he starts those Zealots, he's going to be able to get like 5 or 7 really quickly.
Yeah, and if you think about it, he actually has 3 gates on the map because he has one in his main as well. So in theory, he could even get more Zealots than that.
Yeah, now with that cannon back at home, he's actually very well defended against any potential Zergling counterattacks. And now nbaker are going to go after the pylon, most likely, of these 2 gateways to depower them, make sure that these gateways can no longer produce. A little bit of a mismicro there, letting the one
stacked up, yeah.
Yeah, one of the Lings getting stuck up. But I think that, you know, they can play a little bit of a dance game right now, where nbaker is basically saying, I'm not going to let you make anything from these gateways, and I'm going to make sure... Oh, no, he's just going to commit to the pylon. He's actually going to get it. Well done there.
That's pretty strong.
Yeah, I thought that the Zealots were going to make it back in time to defend the pylon and just play a game of Ring Around the Rosie, where the Lings would kind of just micro away when the Zealots showed up and then cut back in for a few pot shots until the pylon was managed to get killed off. But now, I mean, 3 Zealots versus just these 6 Zerglings, it's going to be a little bit hard here for nbaker to hold on to this base. He needs to make sure he's producing mass Zerglings only from this hatchery.
And this is really the problem with not going for a second hatchery immediately earlier in the game. He just didn't have the lava to make enough Lings, and you can see how many minerals he has as well. So I guess it's a good move by Prodygy to actually send these Zealots in, even though he's lost quite a bit of production. He's forces nbaker to use the little lava he has on these Zerglings.
Yeah, he definitely wants to not let these Zealots get surrounded. One Zealot did take a lot of hits there, and now he's trying to use the back of the minerals, but he doesn't have the best block here, and the Zealots are getting quite surrounded a little bit. One Zealot already gone down.
It's a decent position. I think it's a decent position, but not perfect. But I think it's a perfectly fine trade. I mean, what's the economy nbaker's on? He's got 9 drones, 10 drones.
Oh, look at this. He even started the pylon back up here for these 2 gateways, but I think that nbaker will now just turn his attention to finishing off those gateways, assuming that the gateways won't be. So he probably will see this this pylon. He'll be able to commit more resources to attacking this, because if you think about it, Prodygy's committed a lot of resources now to this double gateway that really hasn't
started
done
Nexus.
Much. Exactly. Gas even started now for nbaker, whereas Gas on the other side, Prodygy has been started for quite a while, and he's already got the core almost finished, so he's going to have Stargate relatively soon.
Yeah, that could be absolutely devastating. There would be nothing nbaker could do. He's probably not going to sniff this out and put down an Evo or anything like that.
Yeah, I mean, he needs to get an Overlord in there. I think he should realize that an Overlord should be able to get in there for free. Because
it's just sitting there at the ramp at the moment.
Right, he went for the
well,
cannon.
He's still reinvesting in ground defense though here, getting 2 sunken straight up again. Just worrying about these Zealots coming in, and they are coming in, but I think it might have been a better move just to make a couple more Zerglings here, and he probably would have been fine.
Yeah, especially because these Zerglings will also be able to deal with the gateways out here, whereas the Sungans can't really reach them, unfortunately. Also kill off one of his Sungans to make sure that his gas production is going to be up there, and probably going to start his lair as soon as the 100 gas gets in, which he does have yet, but I'm not sure what he's going to spend his gas on. Lair would be my guess, but again, the first Corsair is going to come out soon.
If it wasn't for these Corsairs coming out though, and you look at this, if he went straight Link speed, Lings could actually just get in here and do a lot, because there's no Forge Sim City at the front, and there's only 1 gate at home.
Yeah, this Overlord looks like it's going to be a sacrifice here with that 1 cannon. Unless it makes it out of range in time. Oh, goes down.
Oh, barely. Can he get the cancel on the Nexus though? That would be pretty great for nbaker. I don't think he's going to get it though.
Yeah, I don't know. Nexus have a lot of HP. It did manage to go down to 80. But
he's microing it though with these other 3 Lings. I think he can probably get it.
Yeah, like
but
I said,
targets the Zealots.
The Nexus down to 40 HP, 30, 20 HP, 18 HP. Is he gonna get it? Is he gonna get it? Oh my god, 10 HP Nexus. And it's going to live. It's like about it looks like 120, 130 right there.
Oh my god.
That's incredible.
The Nexus just comes into this world on fire. Holy crap. So close.
Yeah, but the first Corsair is already halfway done. And on the other side, we do have the lair. No Link speed, at least from what I've seen. I don't think he started Link speed at all. Granted, these Lings, the Lings are no speed Lings.
That's fine.
But he doesn't have any anti-air. So, this is going to be a little bit of an issue for nbaker. Prodygy's going to have this Corsair. He's going to get at least like 2 to 3 Overlord kills at this point before any kind of anti-air.
At the moment, he's taking the conservative option though, and just like looking around his side of the map for scouting Overlords. He will get 1, but a lot more damage could have been done if he just went straight in here. I mean, I know it's hard to read the game situation when you're actually in it, but nbaker isn't really prepared for this.
Yeah, I mean, the Spire's not even halfway done right now, which means that these Corsairs are going to have free reign for so long. Yep, the immediate Hydra Den start right here for nbaker. So the correct response is to try to get anti-air up at just as fast as possible. Hydra Den is the right choice. Evolution Chamber Spores, not really, because he doesn't really think that it's going to be double Stargate, considering that one base play can't really support double Stargate, so this is a very good response here from nbaker. Meanwhile, at the front, Prodygy starting up cannons to make sure that he can defend that Nexus, and I'm almost inclined to think that nbaker could even opt just for like a mass Hydra strategy, considering that there's no wall and there's only 2 cannons out, with the Nexus also being very low. He could just go for a break and then just potentially just contain him or end the game.
Yeah, but he does have a limited window because the Templar Archives is going down. But I actually quite like nbaker's position as well. Having this third base up is actually a big deal when Protoss has really only just secured their natural. So I think he's looking pretty good right now, actually. If you can just not take too much damage from these Corsairs coming up and whatever Templar tech shenanigans Prodygy's planning, I think he's going to be alright.
Yep, I fully agree with you there. A little bit undersaturated for drones at the main base, but his natural is fully saturated. His third base, on the other hand, threw up the drones immediately into creep colonies to make sure that no counterattack.
There were drones there a minute ago.
There were drones there a minute ago. Now instead, they're going to be turned into sunken colonies. So nbaker's actually invested quite a bit into the static defense. Now, like you said again from before, not committing for more Zerglings, especially with all this larva that he's not using right now at his natural base. Quite a bit of a mistake if I were to say so myself, especially because Hydra speed is just about to finish. Might as well just made them into Hydras and just monitor the two bases with Hydralisks instead of the static defense.
Also, at this third, he could benefit from a Sim City a lot. You can actually block off that entrance pretty easily with a hatchery. I mean, you can't get units out from that base then, but it makes it almost impervious.
Yeah, no storm started just yet, but instead a robotics facility immediately started here for Prodygy. Really scared, I guess, of lurkers, or might even just be going for DT drops. Already started Dragoons as well, and is Dragoons range started? No, it is not. So,
well, him starting the Dragoons make me think it's lurkers that are on his mind, maybe.
Yeah, it's quite interesting though. He hasn't started the range yet, which is very, very necessary to deal with lurkers. So he's kind of going in a lot of different routes right now, and is also getting Storm all at the same time. So really spending a lot of gas pretty much everywhere. He's got the 2 High Templar queued up as well, more Corsairs being produced at the same time. So he's really trying to go in all different directions, maybe potentially a little bit too fast.
Well, he could be set up for a Storm drop pretty soon when the first shuttle comes out. He'll have 2 Templars and Storms, and that could be devastating. But with Scourge flying around trying to find these Corsairs, if he's unlucky, they find the shuttle too.
Ooh, loses one Corsair there. Both Corsairs at 1 Scourge hit apiece. It could have been a lot worse, actually. Managing to only come out here with 1 Corsair loss, not actually the worst here for Prodygy.
But they did their damage. Zerg supply blocked right now, losing too many Overlords. He is starting Lurker Aspect though, so there you go. It's right of Prodygy to be worried about that.
Yeah, absolutely. So he did make the call. He just needs to start that Dragoon range upgrade as well as getting that Observatory up started, which he has not started just yet. So maybe he's going for shuttle. I'm not sure what this robotics facility is. Kind of just doing nothing at the moment. Yeah, really would have liked to see that started a little bit later if he was going to commit for a counter to the Lurker tech.
Or just throw down the Observatory sooner. There it is. Just starting now.
Yep, there it is. So, like we said before, again, he read the situation properly, just maybe a little bit early on some of the tech upgrades. Again, we just need to wait for that Dragoon range to finish before he starts really moving out on the map with his army, which he already kind of has been doing, kind of just pressure, maybe force Zerg to make a couple more units than he wants to instead of droning up. Because as we do see, you know, nbaker is kind of comfortably and quietly droned up heavily behind us. Again, the main still undersaturated, only at 6 drones right now.
Well, he has lost a lot of Overlords though, and that sort of set him back. And this third has only just recently really got a decent number of drones at it because he spent all that on that SimCity and that Evo and Hatchery as well. So his economy, it might be a bit deceptive to say it's in good shape because I feel like he's only just kind of come online. But if he loses another Overlord here, that would be painful.
Yeah, I suppose you're right. Oh, they just did not attack, move on to the Corsairs instead. But now Hydras are here to deal with the Corsairs, managing to pick off, picking off one of them there. But yeah, I guess you're right. You know, the fact that he kind of just saturated his third base and the fact that his main is still very undersaturated is going to mean that there's going to be a lot of issues for him moving on later in the game. He's actually also started up +1 melee upgrade. That's kind of interesting. I'm not sure what that's for, unless he's just going to go for mass Zerglings, because...
Well, I think he's preparing for the late game there. When you have Lurkerling Defiler, it's much more helpful.
Yeah, already going up to Hive Tech. So yeah, he is setting up for a late game style. But, you know, only on 3 bases, maybe it's a little bit difficult for him to sustain that.
Well, that's the problem with this map though, isn't it? Because unlike maps like Fighting Spirit, you can't do the easy route of taking the natural and securing the main. It's a bit harder because you have to set up another full defense at a 4th base wherever you take it.
Yeah, exactly. I would agree with you there. I think the best bet for him is just to take the mineral-only base out at the inside 3 o'clock expansion and kind of set up there, make sure that he kind of has his bases kind of more closely together, and then even start to think about attacks up this right-hand corridor, which looks like he's just going to do. Look at this massive army here moving up right as Protoss is about to take their 3rd base. So maybe Prodygy is going to get caught with his pants down and potentially
no high with this little army up here. They're still at the natural, so this army needs to retreat, and I don't see how we can hold this 3rd if Zerg just pushes forward.
Yeah, there's a lot of units here from Zerg.
A little bit.
Yeah, now he realizes he's gonna bring it back. Absolutely, and the +1 attack upgrade is done for Protoss, whereas the +1 carapace is done for Zerg. So these Zerglings still gonna be 3-shot by those Zealots. That's actually gonna be very important considering how many Zealots and how many Zerglings are out on both sides. No Observer yet with his army. The Lurker's gonna get in here right on top of the Zealots. Yeah, no High Templar.
Storms right now. Oh, these Lurkers are just gonna shred all these Zealots. This is gonna be like Protoss genocide.
Yeah, but the storms are ready. The High Templar have the energy. Where are the storms coming down? There they are. And this Zerg army gonna get cleaned up very easily.
I'm surprised that Protoss able to clean that up with the Lurkers in such a good position.
Yeah, I will. That is quite interesting. I guess the Dragoons managed to do quite a bit of damage there while the Zealots were really taking that front line, and especially the storm cleanup was pretty much all they needed. But on the back of this, nbaker is taking that 4th base, which is something that we have talked about, really important for Zerg to establish because he's chosen to go for this hive tech, whereas, you know, on the other side, Prodygy quietly getting to 3 bases, probably will just look for a 4th base at the double gas most likely and try to abuse that right-hand side of the map, going after the 3rd base as his potential attack path.
I really like nbaker with these lings around the map, watching for expansions. That's going to be super helpful in figuring out what Protoss is up to and, you know, potentially denying it as well.
Yeah, absolutely. And we see late game strategy. Well, there's nothing more late game of Zerg than the crack upgraded Zerglings. So yeah, I mean, +1 attack upgrade has finished on those Zerglings. The +2 just started now, and it looks like, yeah, +2 carapace also starts. So he's really gonna focus on that Zergling and potentially that Ultralisk switch maybe later on in the game with those really good upgrades. When Hydralisk, unfortunately, he's kind of forgotten about, not really utilizing them as much with no upgrades on those range attack upgrades.
Well, there is a bit of a window here for Protoss because his +2 is done, but Zerglings are only at +1 carapace. So if he's emphasizing Zerglings so heavily, if Protoss can hit before +2 carapace is done, he's going to be a lot more efficient against them.
Yeah, and really comfortable right now for nbaker, saying that you can't really do anything to me. I'm just going to double expand, take a 5th base now at this bottom left double gas, which will be very crucial.
He's going to find it though.
Yeah,
of course he's going to find it, and that might trigger the push from Prodygy.
Exactly.
See how confident he is.
It's going to be very difficult for him to hold on, considering that his first attack was kind of botched, lost a lot of Lurkers there. And that's going to really hurt his capability of defending that double gas unless he's really able to start pushing out units quickly, maybe even get swarmed, considering that the Defiler Mount is done, halfway done.
Consume. Yeah, he's on the ball with that, but the Protoss army is coming. He saw those bases, thought, you know what, I can stop this. I don't have to let Zerg do what he wants.
Yeah, I'm just
the Lurkers are in A position. I'm not sure if Protoss... Well, it looks like he is going to run through this position, luckily for Zerg.
He doesn't have the High Templar with him. High Templar now just moving across the map. So there's going to be quite a bit of time before those High Templar end up meeting there and being able to support the army. But Prodygy is just going to just run up this ramp here into these Lurkers. But the Zealots are doing a pretty good job of spreading out a little bit. And the +2, remember...
Last long against that many Lurkers.
That's true, but the +2 did kick in. But yeah, you're right. Absolutely. There's not enough units. No Storm backup there. And actually, there's almost no Zealots left. These Zerglings are going to be able to get right on top of these Dragoons and do quite a bit, considering that the Adrenal Gland upgrades has also finished.
Well, there's only 2 Hydras here. He could potentially pick up all these Overlords and just send in the DT.
That is true. The High Templar here, there's a lot of High Templar actually.
Wow.
The Storm Blanket is going to be what's really going to push Prodygy over the top in this next battle.
Lurker field with a few Storms because they're very clumped up as well. So it's looking pretty dangerous for Prodygy. He set up another little Lurker field down here at the entrance to the 4th base, or 5th base even. The bottom left base, I'll just call it that. But still, it's looking scary.
Yeah, here comes the attack. Here come the storms. Let's see how good the storms are. They should be pretty good here. A double storm on a lot of the Lurkers. These Lurkers are going to be not long for this war, but not swarming the right Lurkers. The right Lurkers are the ones right now that are untouched.
There they go. They're going down now.
Yeah, but now the Dragoons are going to be able to easily focus down these Lurkers with no real support behind it. But again,
the DT's getting in though. There's no detection over down at the 5th base, so... Well, you know what? Even without the DTs, he would have busted through, but that hatchery is dead. Maybe he can make a defense of this mineral only.
Yeah, this mineral only really trying to get it up here. 3 extra hatcheries on the way, but unfortunately for him, there's just not enough macro. The Protoss army is too strong with these storms.
And he's continually losing overlords to these Corsairs, so he's supply blocked again. These Corsairs have done so much for just a small group.
Yeah, it looks like he's going to finally manage to clean up the rest of this Protoss force here, but unfortunately for him, another stream of Dragoons, Zealots, and a DT here ready to come out, and actually the reinforcements from the 5th base that are cleaning up the double gas are going to meet up, and this is going to be one scary Protoss army.
And literally no units can come out, because like I was saying, his overlords all died, so there's no reinforcements at least for a little bit longer.
Yeah, these 3 hatcheries not going to finish in time to start macroing out of them, and this 4th base looks like it is going to be lost as well, followed by potentially the rest of the game. nbaker just not being able to keep those overlords alive. The Corsairs, even though he only made like 4 or 5 Corsairs, they ended up being super pivotal in this game.
Yeah.
Supply blocking Zerg, and also killing off detection for those observers to not get killed off either.
Yeah, that was really the critical move, I think, is that Zerg wasn't able to remake his army after a few trades because all the overlords were just popped.
Yep. And now that this 4th base has gone down, 5 hatcheries in total killed off.
Speaking of overlords, I wish he would storm those. Okay. Wow.
Yeah, they are quite clumped up.
The Corsairs are swooping in anyway.
Yeah, fortunately only 2, and they don't have the +1 attack upgrade. But here comes more storms.
You know what, Zerg did get Carapace.
Yeah, but I don't know. There's just way too many units on Protoss here.
Yeah. Well, you know what? Even if Protoss' whole army dies now, still he's going to be in a great position economically.
Yeah, exactly. And even if Protoss can't kill Zerg here, I mean, how does Zerg come back? He just lost 5 hatcheries, right? And at this point, I really feel like Zerg at this point can no longer expand, because Protoss is going to have too much of a grip on this game to ever let Zerg expand unless he somehow manages to make a pivotal mistake here. And now, now the Zealots are here.
One option for Zerg, if he can hold this, is counterattack. The mineral only has no defense. That could be one way for him to come back, but we'll see if he can actually hold here. I think he barely will. These 2 Sunkens plus the Lurkers, I think will be enough.
Yeah, but
all the overlords are down again. If another DT came out...
Yeah, I'm not sure. The next Protoss reinforcement looks like that's going to seal the game up. Especially with the Sim City at the front here about to fall as well.
That's too many Zealots.
Yeah, the Zealots are kind of in. That's really all he needed. Only 1 Lurker here to defend as well. Actually, no, 2 Lurkers here to defend, but the observers overhead.
Nice kind of Sim City, actually, funneling them through that little gap. What?
And he's not moving the
break through.
Yeah, he's not moving the Dragoons for dead now. There's the Dragoon Micro forward. Now going to be able to pick up the Lurkers. That was really what was keeping this defense whole. And now only 1 Lurker left. Dragoon's getting it right on top. Yeah, he ended up losing a lot of units. Yeah, the attack could have been a little bit better for Prodygy, but at the end of the day, no stack defense left anymore. No Lurkers to defend.
Streaming out constantly. Oh, but look at the supplies again. I'm not sure where he lost overlords that time, but it just seems continual supply blocks for nbaker. It's so painful.
Yeah,
because look how much money he has, but he just cannot use it. Yeah. These Corsairs, like these just 2 remaining Corsairs still just going around.
Like I said, didn't have to make that many, but they ended up being very, very useful here. Maybe Dragoons picked up a few as well, but like I said, yeah, supply block, not enough hatcheries to macro out of. He's trying to desperately to hold on, but at this point, I mean, Prodygy's got a lot banked up as well. He's probably going to look to take a 4th base soon. Yeah, at this point, I feel like the game is pretty much unlosable
these
here.
These 2 Sunkens in the main coming into play at last.
Yeah, but no overlords, so DTs can just run in, which they're doing right now. And, oh, actually,
they're just in range of that. Okay, there we go.
There we go. Now they're just going to come in and kill all of them, whereas the Corsairs are fending off the overlords from coming back into the base. The Natural's gone down. 2 bases left for nbaker with only 3 hatchery macro. And there's the GG. Game 1 going over to Prodygy. Well played there from Prodygy. Excellent attack. nbaker played, I would say he played the early to mid game pretty well until he tried to go for that double expand. And things kind of fell apart from there.
I think the critical mistake was over-investing in the defense in his main, really. And just altered the whole trajectory of the game from there.
Yep, that is very true. Game 2 going to be played on Aztec. Coming in here.
So why would Zerg choose Aztec over, like, say, Fighting Spirit?
I mean, Aztec,
because I would have thought you'd want to play Fighting Spirit or Circuit Breakers and just do that really turtle style that's so hard for Protoss to deal with.
I feel like there's more bases for Zerg to turtle on as well. If he establishes the natural main, then he's able to expand kind of to like the mineral and then the side gas bases as well, and take essentially 2/3 of the map from Protoss. That's typically what they like to do, whereas on Fighting Spirit it's a lot more splittable, and Protoss can even up on bases 6-6 against Zerg. So potentially a little bit more difficult there. But yeah, let's jump right into game number 2. Again, tier 2 players. Prodygy up 1 game to 0. If you're just joining us, this is CPL Preseason Week 2. My name's FlaShFTW. Joined alongside myself is Neblime, and there we go. Now we're jumping in. Hopefully it doesn't lag. If
it takes a while when I'm in the lobby.
There we go.
But that was a super like action-packed game because it started with a cheese, really. So we'll see if this one goes a different way.
Yeah, we will see. Hold on one sec. Trying to get rid of the production. There we go. All right, on Aztec, spawning up at the top position as the teal Protoss. It's going to be Prodygy up 1-0, which means down at the bottom right as the orange Zerg, it's going to be nbaker trying to catch up in the series to even it up here on Neo Aztec. It was his map of choice, so again, maybe has a strategy planned out. Mutalisk's not a bad choice on this map by any means as well, considering the overlooking, what is it, the pods that overlook
cliffs.
That overlook the naturals, as well as the fact that the mains are quite open, especially in the position that nbaker has. nbaker's got the best main possible to go for a melee strategy because all the other mains are way more open, I think, compared to this spot that he spawned at.
Well, Prodygy going for a normal Forge fast expand, it looks like. I mean, he could still go Gateway first, but I'd expect the Forge.
Yes,
so
especially with the Probe
He
Scout.
didn't bring only cheese builds, I'm pleased.
Yeah, especially with the Probe Scout early, generally we see Forge after this. If you want to go Gateway first, you typically have the Probe mine an extra mineral just to make sure that you can get a little bit more of economy before you get that Gateway up, and also because you just don't need the early Scout as much as you do when going for the Forge fast expand. Same way as when Terran goes for a 1-Rax fast expand, they need to send the SCV out right after they start the barracks, whereas if they go for like a 1-1-1, they don't need to send out a Scout as early. But he's going to get the first Scout anyways, very lucky for him. He's going to see the Overpool build again for Zerg. Again, Overpool just the best build, I think, in the early game for ZVP. I really don't think that 12 hatch is necessarily that great, especially with Gateway first looming out there, as well as the fact that cannon rushes have become more and more popular for Protoss players if they see a 12 hatch build.
Yeah, man, I will cannon rush you every time. Well, if I'm playing Protoss. If you go 12 hatch and I'm playing Protoss. Guaranteed.
Yeah, pretty much.
I never noticed how small this natural choke is. Where is that the correct SimCity? Can you fit a Gateway in a good spot there?
I'm not actually sure. I don't think he can fit it there.
Yeah, because you can't build right on the right side.
You
there.
can't build right here. Right? Yeah, exactly. You can't build right against the wall because that's one pixel that you can't build on. I'm not actually sure that this is.
Well, I don't know if nbaker is going to be that ballsy, but if he sent all his lings, I think it'd be quite hard for Prodygy to stop them running by.
Even started a pylon here to block off this natural, and Baker said, "Oh, you're gonna cancel it, right?" Nope, did not cancel it. But he's gonna start his third base.
Oh, I didn't see that.
Yeah, he's gonna start a natural at the third instead. So it's not too bad. Instead, he started double cannon right now, expecting a lot of the lings to come out. But unfortunately, the lings probably just gonna end up going for the pylon. Yep, going for the pylon. He really doesn't need. Yeah, this is a little bit inefficient here from Prodygy. Really should just make one cannon and they go immediately to the Nexus.
About the SimCity. There's no elegant way to block this off the way the pylon was positioned.
Yeah, this is very awkward here, especially with this big gap for Zerglings to try to funnel through. And like we said before, for Protoss players against Zerg, for those who don't know, you only need one cannon before you build the Nexus. Sometimes you can even get away with Nexus first and then cannon. But against an Overpool build, if he's making 6 Zerglings, you can just build one cannon and just block off the choke with your probes. Or even put a gateway down and cancel the gateway after the Zerglings are killed or no longer a threat. But double cannon with the gateway, this is going to really set Prodygy
He actually made a cannon in his main as well, so I'm not sure what he scouted, but he expected a Ling Flood basically after this.
Yeah, but a Ling Flood off one hatch.
Got the pylon block down. Maybe after he got the pylon block down, he thought, oh, Zerg's going to freak out and like Ling Rush me. He's not going to try and play a macro game, but nbaker keeping his cool, and like it looks like he's just going to be ahead because Protoss is way over invested in defense here.
Yeah, but I would also think that, even if you do block off that natural, how is a Ling Flag going to come out off of one hatchery production, right? Especially with the long travel distance. It really shouldn't matter. I really don't think the gateway was necessary. If you really was scared, just 2 cannons at the front. Definitely not necessary for the cannon in the main. You really only should build this cannon, I think, that after Lings have a significant amount of speed Lings have gone into your base, and you really don't feel like you can defend with just probes. So, yeah. This is a little bit going to set Prodygy behind. His overall strategy is still on the way. I mean, Cybernetics Core coming up, the gas is done, the Nexus is going down, but it's just going to be pretty far behind compared to nbaker, who has already gotten all 3 hatcheries set up and starting to drone out of the 3 hatches.
And a nice layer timing. So, well, we'll see if we go to those mutalisks, like you said. I would actually be surprised. I don't think that's what he's going to do, but I'm just impressed by his overall setup at the moment. He's looking pretty good.
Yeah. Ironically enough, if he does go for mutas, there will be one cannon in the main to defend. So
yeah, that's right.
That will come in play if he does go mutas.
Playing the long game.
Yeah, he's going for the long game, man. But also no cannons.
Getting into the main. That is nice. And you'll see the spire. Okay. That's good intel for Protoss.
Yep. So he's going to know that no Hydra bust is coming just yet. But this probe scout is actually very important to make sure that he knows exactly what the Zerg is going for. Always important to get that probe scout in, especially against
Prodygy
Zerg.
actually starts another cannon in his main. He's still like, he's worried about those mutas, I guess, like you. He's thinking along the same lines of thinking. But there's nothing to stop nbaker from just making a couple of Scourge and continuing to play the macro game at this point.
Yeah, he is quite scared right now. I think his problem might be because his Stargate here is so delayed right now. He hasn't stolen that yet.
Yeah.
Actually, no, just go for more
That's
gateways.
Not a Stargate. That's not a Stargate flash.
Interesting. More gateways coming down. Yeah, I'm a little confused right now. I guess he's just using stack defense to hold off Mutalisks while he builds up a significant ground army. He's already got one Dragoon as well coming out from this gateway.
Well, I got a question, you know, why make the Cyber Core at all? Okay, he's making a Dragoon. And another cannon, by the way. But yeah, he needs some kind of tech.
Yeah, this is very unusual right now, and especially with blink speed and 2 zealots here. Yeah, this is going to be cleaned up very easily. A nice surround there from nbaker as well. Going to only lose 3 links for 2 zealots. Yeah, Prodygy is, you know, I'm trying to emphasize this. He is very significantly
We'll see if nbaker plays into his hands and makes those Mutalisks, though. He's still good. Okay, you know what? There we go. He's making 3 Mutalisks. Maybe Prodygy knows this is how nbaker plays.
Yeah, I'm actually very surprised that without the second gas, he's gone for Mutalisk anyways. Maybe he's making just a couple to like scare him even more to commit to more cannons.
If that's his idea, it's definitely working.
Yeah, I mean 3 cannons is already here to defend against mutas, but none at the natural just yet. So again, like I said before, abusing that high ground ledge here for Zerg with the mutas is going to be probably what he's going to end up doing with these early Mutalisks. But yeah, I mean, I'm just a little confused. No second gas. He's not going to be able to make that many Mutalisks coming out of these hatcheries. But hey, he's committing.
Quite a bit in stack defense at his third as well, so he's preparing for Protoss to get on the map, I think.
Stargate just now finishing as well. Corsair probably going to get started for Prodygy. There it is. And yeah, these mutas got to do something though. You know, he invested quite a bit into this tech. He's got to get some damage with him.
I don't like the direction he's hitting right now. He's hitting right into the trap, really. It's going to be between 2 groups of cannons or Dragoons. Okay, he's going to sort of have a little peek. Yeah, so if he goes around to the cliff now, there is no cannon there. I don't think that pylon's even in range, really, to put the cannon where he wants it. So he could definitely get something done from up there.
Yeah, absolutely. He's
really going for it, though.
Yeah, he's not going after this. Maybe he's misread what Prodygy has. Maybe he thinks he's giving a little too much respect to Prodygy, in my opinion.
Needs to be careful with that Corsair, though. 4 Mutalisks can definitely take that one.
Yeah, exactly. And if he sees the Corsair, even he just goes for Scourge. But yeah, he's very scared right now, and I'm very curious why. Considering that the early game went so smoothly for him, I guess he thinks that maybe it went too smoothly. But yeah, but as he sees the Corsair now, Minos should probably be on the way to intercept that. But in the meantime, he's even grabbing his 4th base now all at once. He's got Sunken started, getting +1 carapace as well. Hydra Den is done, getting Lurker aspect. So he's really transitioning into a very solid late game strategy here for his 4-base play.
Yeah, that one Corsair doesn't even get the Overlord before it gets chased away. Finally, he's getting that 2nd gas. That's not the 3rd gas, that's the 2nd gas, finally. So hopefully be able to make more of those keys gas units soon. Because, yeah, these 4 Mutalisks are, well, I guess kind of scary for Protoss, but if Protoss keeps putting up Zealot Goon, you can't really do much with just Zerglings.
Yeah, exactly. And, again, the fact that he actually went for a lot of Goons here was actually very smart against this Mutalisk tech, considering he hasn't really gone for too many Corsairs, only 2 Corsairs
here he comes. He's heading out.
Yeah, Zealots are not going to have legs, though. I'm trying to find if, legs haven't even started yet.
Yeah, hasn't started. Well, these Mutalisks going to try and swoop in.
Goon range, I'm not sure is even done yet either, and +1 is almost done. So this will be a timing attack of +1 when it finishes. But again, no Goon range
here, though.
Yeah, no Goon range, no Zealot
with these
legs.
3 Sunkens, yeah, it'll be easy hold for sure.
Especially with Speedlings as well to kind of blockade for them. It's going to be tough for Prodygy to really get a solid break.
Taking a lot of damage. They're all still alive though, amazingly. Yeah. Always luring them into the trap with the Hyperlist. Okay, he doesn't fall for it.
And here comes
Yeah,
the attack. But again,
that's
slow
just painful
zealots.
for Protoss.
Slow zealots, no ranged dragoons. I mean, how do you break
Yeah.
this? Like, I mean, this move out's smart. It forced out quite a bit of sunken, a couple extra sunkens here from nbaker, but like it's not gonna
Well,
get
yeah,
really much
if he
accomplished.
didn't engage just then, I would have said it was great because he chased the Mutalisk away to kill those slow overlords as well, and you're just sort of intimidating Zerg. But he lost quite a bit actually, just sort of poking in there. I think he lost 4 zealots, so it's already a bit painful for Protoss.
Yeah, just more dragoons on the way as well. He's going really heavily committed to dragoons here. Actually, I guess he just thinks that dragoons are just the best answer to this turtle style, which they are. You know, breaking down those front static walls are is very good for Protoss to get in with the zealots. But yeah, I don't know, a little bit interesting. I guess we'll have to see how this plays out.
Is this the first time Protoss has scouted this 3rd and 4th base? I think it probably is. Oh my god, there's so many overlords there, and there's only one Hydra. This could be brutal, actually. This could be absolutely brutal for Zerg.
Yeah.
Because this one Hydra cannot pick them off quickly enough.
And
Well,
Spore.
I wish these goons weren't here though. They're just marching to their deaths.
Well, actually, I think they outranged the Spore from the sunken.
Oh my god, these overlords!
Yeah,
I'm
these
not even a
overlords. Go
Zerg
down.
player and this hurts to watch.
Yeah, it really does. But actually, he's trying to pop in here with all these goons. I'm not sure it's gonna work. The links
Yeah,
popped
I
out
think
just in
that's a bad
time.
move.
Yeah, he overcommit
Well,
here.
if he could bring one DT to this location, it'd be good. And you know what? Maybe he will break through.
Nah, but I'm not sure. The Zergling reinforcement here is going to be a little too much for him to deal with, especially with 3 hatcheries on this side of the map as well to macro. Actually, no, he's supply block. What am I saying?
I
He
think
can't
he can do
re-macro.
it. Yeah, exactly. Because he lost like how many reports there? Like that was like 8 or 9. Still though, you were right. Zerglings are a pretty good unit, so this will get cleaned up. Lost a couple drones, but not really a huge deal. Oh, I say that, but then more drones keep dying.
Yeah, he kept
Okay,
attacking
lost
the
quite a
Zealot
few.
with them instead.
Overlord speed finishes just now after like the massive Overlord's been dead. Oh god, they just keep popping out. Lamps to the slaughter. This is horrible for Zerg.
Yeah, nbaker really needs to commit more to Scourge right now to deal with these Corsairs. Because again,
Yeah.
last game, same thing. Yeah,
Yeah,
excuse
he
me.
did a decent amount.
He's
but
3,
yeah, he's been a
but
single Scourge this game.
yeah, 3
And
Corsairs
he certainly
here.
can't anymore with no Overlords alive.
It's just he's getting too much value out of them. Is the
Yeah.
problem that I'm seeing with this? 3 Corsairs killed off how many Overlords? I mean, if you expect him to come in with like 7 or
12
8,
so far.
with 7 or 8, Corsairs, yeah, okay, I'm expecting to lose a couple Overlords, but this many, yeah, I'm not sure.
Oh, he's just gonna get 3 more. It continues. Oof.
This
Well,
is just painful.
Protoss hasn't finished his 3rd base yet. It's only going up now, and maybe these units can deny. So, as long as Zerg can eventually stop the slaughter of Overlords, he's still in sort of a stable position. But if this goes on for too long, he's just going to be sitting at the same supply like 5 minutes later in the game.
Yeah.
His Mutalisk focusing this Nexus are going to get picked off if he does not careful, unfortunately. But they weren't getting that much value anyway, so I don't think it's the biggest deal. Oh, and of course there's sweep in as well.
Exactly. Yeah, he needs
Nice
to make some
little
more
micro
Scourge.
there. That was a nice little moving shot.
He's also banked up quite a bit of money, and that's, you know, all due in
Yeah.
part to the fact that he did get so supply blocked that he just can't make anything except for Overlords. So what's he supposed to do right now? You know, spend more minerals on Overlords? Great, now he's done that, now he's only 2 supply free
And
to make
then
units.
They keep dying and he has to spend more minerals on Overlords again.
Yeah, I mean, he has started his
This is
hive.
Overlord number 16 dying right now.
He's got 2 Corsairs, 5,
Oh.
2, 2. So it's got, I mean, it's too much. Let's just say that. That's definitely the case right now.
Yeah.
He's got about 15 Overlord kills with just 4 Corsairs. And yeah, I guess start more hatcheries. Why not? Start another hatchery here in the 4th
Oh,
base.
I think it's actually 19 because one of those has 4 kills. Just saying.
Oh, you're right. I didn't see the other
Yeah.
Corsair there. So
It's worse than we thought. Oh god, look at these Overlords at the natural here as well. If he swoops in, he could actually kill all those. That Spore won't really stop him.
I think you might even expect
Oh,
Overlords
no!
to pop out of these
Hell
eggs
on
right
the
now.
Corsairs.
Yeah. This is...
Oh, they're gonna leave them to their buddies.
Yeah,
Oh,
only
God.
one Spore overhead as well and 1 Hydra. But
He won't engage there. The Hydras actually help a lot. With Overlord speed, you can sort of run around in circles, so likely keeps that big bunch alive.
Hydras continue to morph into lurkers on the other side, but again, Prodygy has now established himself into a massive supply lead. Got a quite macroed up a very nice army as well. Got even +1 armor upgrade. Although
Nice.
it hasn't,
He's got a DT running around as well.
it hasn't started that
4
+2 yet.
Templars. Ready to storm? I assume he has storm by now. I didn't see him research it, but he must have done.
Yeah, 3rd base
So
also.
yeah, this army very dangerous.
Oh my god,
Sorry,
Doc
Jason.
Holiday, stop trolling the stream. What are you doing?
What's he doing? What's he doing?
He made a game lobby and said, nbaker, please make Spore, and then he immediately left so it showed up on stream. Doc, what are you doing, man? Anyways, yeah, 3rd base started now for Prodygy. It's finished starting to mining. He can just transition to a 4th base very easily and just macro his way to a solid victory. I really think he's done so much damage to Zerg. I mean, obviously, I don't think nbaker's out of the game by any means, but he's in a very comfortable position. He's rolling on all cylinders at this point. I mean, he's got so many gateways as well. And Robo Bay just finished. He's going to start that observatory soon. Goon range is just about to finish. So, again, he's pretty much getting all the upgrades he really needs to get right now.
Well, he's trading these Corsairs away and didn't really get much out of that. That was a bit unfortunate, but this game compared to the last game, he has actually kept making them a bit more, so he still has a decent flock of 5, and that's enough that you can pick off stray overlords around the map and scare Zerg from not making mutalisks and such, so still a decent threat from those Corsairs.
Is it a flock of Corsairs? What do you call that?
No, it's like a flock of mutalisks, right? So it can't be a flock of Corsairs.
I mean, it can be, but I feel like Corsairs, because they're like a ship, they don't call them a flock.
Yeah, a fleet. A
fleet of Corsairs. There you go. That's the right word. That's what I say.
Oh my god, Arbiter Tribunal. Oh, I'm excited for these sick PvZ recalls.
Someone's got to tell Prodygy that he's not flying, but I guess he learned from flying. By the way, if you guys don't know, flying is a Protoss player who used quite a bit of Arbiters back in his day for PvZ. Not sure why, but he ended up on one of the Pimp His Play videos with him, so hey, who knows?
So, is stasis in PvZ a thing? I just sort of assumed it wasn't because...
Not really. Recall's the best way to get behind static defense. Yeah, static defense is the way to do it.
That's what I would have thought. And like, if you look at this main, for example, there's no lurker fields here, no static defense. If you recall, like, 20 units or so, you could just kill all the tech before Zerg can do anything, really. I mean, that would be pretty sick. He's got a lot of cannons at this 3rd now, and he's going to take his 4th, so I have no doubt that he'll be able to power up and stay alive long enough to use these recalls.
Yep. On the in the meantime, nbaker on his side of the map just continuing to churn out upgrades. He's got +3 carapace on the way, +1 melee, and +1, or no, actually +2 claws have already finished for these Zerglings. So his upgrades are very good.
Protoss only on 1-1, not even... Oh, he's starting +2 weapons, not +2 armor, so I don't know. When he hits 3-3 with Crack and everything... Oh, you know what? Crack's already done, actually. That's going to be scary, and the Lurker's coming out. That Ling Lurker, Ling Defiler combo is actually really good in PvZ. Underrated, you might even say. Yeah,
once again, we really see a big focus on Ling Lurker rather than these Hydras. He's got a control group of Hydras here sitting outside of his 3rd base, but really not a whole lot. Not the mass Hydra Ling style that we see some other players use, such as Hero. Hero's really big on those mass Hydras, whereas we see here just mass Lurker, mass Ling, couple Hydras sprinkled in there for some anti-air when he goes for the attacks, but just continuously morphing them into Lurkers and preparing for potentially a big attack. I mean, he's getting these upgrades for a reason.
So recall is on the way, as expected. First Arbiter popping out soon. You know what? With these Corsair play and picking off all these Overlords, maybe just using the Arbiter to cloak your army could be really effective, actually.
Yeah, absolutely. And even just going after the Overlords, overlooking the bases as well with these Corsairs, which I don't really know where they are anymore. Oh, here they are. They're over at the 12. But he's doing a good job of being pretty active with them, clearing out the sight vision, and so that when this first Arbiter comes out and it goes for the first recall, it's not going to be seen for a very long time.
Well, certainly no one can say in this game the Corsairs didn't do enough, that's for sure.
Yeah, Corsairs have been doing a very phenomenal job in both games, and as a matter of fact.
Yeah.
But now it looks like Prodygy even is starting to get ready to take a 5th base over here at the 11 o'clock position. nbaker moving making a couple units over here to defend.
I think once he gets max, he's going to start putting the pressure on, and this is a pretty massive army, actually. Ooh, looks like he is positioning that Arbiter to recall the main, but I think nbaker's going to see that if he moves the screen over there. Ooh, engagement going down there.
About 2 more minutes before the Arbiter even has enough energy for that first recall. Though.
And the Lurker's backing them up.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
Mince these Zealots. And it is mincing these Zealots.
Yeah, the Zealots are just taking so much damage, but I just feel like the supply difference is just too much right now for the Zerg player to handle.
Very true. This whole huge chunk of Protoss army disappears, and then it's just like, okay, here's the rest of it. That's only a tiny bit of what I have.
Yeah, the Zealots getting in front here. Oh, storming his own Zealots once again, doing a lot of damage. His own Zealots, and actually
doing a pretty decent job of kiting this back, and it's Prodygy playing right into it.
Oh my god, Storm
there.
probably
but the
killed.
Corsairs are back. Why are all the Overlords in this one spot? Oh my god.
Yeah, these Corsairs doing so much. Again, the Overlords getting massacred.
We thought it was over.
Finally, a good storm there.
Back now, though.
Yeah.
Oh, but they're chasing them down to the south.
There's no results with his army though, so at this
That's
point
true.
the Zerglings can just kind of come in here and deal
Yeah.
Storm's finally actually getting the right units.
Zerglings are going to be pretty much the best thing in the game against these Dragoons.
Yeah, but I honestly think at that fight, Zealots were killed more by his own storms than by lurkers.
Yeah,
It's a lot of friendly fire storms right there, unfortunately for him. But he's remacroing off of Zealots, I think. Yeah, more Zealots on the way, as well as getting. He's up to 9 gateways.
Fourth yet though, so missing out on some income he could have. And going up this ramp is not a good move, I think. All these Dragoons just going to die if he keeps it this.
Ooh, here comes the play. Nice play.
A really good play. Nice.
Yeah, I really should be going up that other big ramp over here at the north position, but at the same time...
Well, even from this low ground, surely you can hit those lurkers with storms as well, without going into their range.
Yeah, that's true, but I mean, just moving up that ramp in general, even with lurkers getting stormed or not, is just too difficult. But meanwhile, nbaker really establishing that 5th base now. He hasn't been mining from it just yet.
Overlords are dying. I'm sorry to interrupt you, but they just keep dying.
Oh yeah.
The huge. Okay, so you have a clump of overlords, right? We can agree on that.
Yes.
Yeah.
A clump of overlords that just get massacred brutally by these Corsairs.
That's right. They're slow and clumsy, and they stick together.
This Arbiter now has energy. It's just hiding over here at this right side of the map. And once again, nbaker's supply block. So again, he's gonna have to remake a lot of this. And here comes the Arbiter.
Coming up to this third.
The Arbiter though is moving.
Coming to this third. I don't know which has priority. Flash, like they're both exciting.
I guess maybe the swarms here at this base is going to take priority. But here comes the recall potentially. The Arbiter is coming in. I'm not sure when the recall's coming. Storms are going to kill off the lurkers right now. Recall hasn't gone down yet. The Arbiter is waiting, I guess.
Distracted at this base.
But the Storms are almost killed. There's 3 lurkers at just like 1 HP right now. The second Arbiter comes in to cloak the army. There's no overlords here.
There we go.
There we go.
The critical storm.
There it is. But he needs a Zealot. There's one Zealot in. Recall down. The main is just going to get trashed now. And even +3
so
attack upgrade not going to finish at all. Zealot's finally coming in here. Going to clean up the last lurker under storm. But now Lings are flooding in, which might be able to stand up to these Zealots. But the Zealots have a really good concave. Yeah, they have a great concave at the top of that ramp there. So I think
Protoss defending and taking out the Zerg main at the same time. Man, this is so harsh for Zerg.
Like I said, the way to get around static defense is just a recall behind them. And what can Zerg do? Zerg with the attack, failed attack, and now all the tech structures for Zerg are down. No Spire, no spawning pool, no lair or hive. Queen's Nest dead. Evo Chamber it was dead as well, and it was researching the +2 attack upgrade on this Hydra, so that's important. Now, obviously, this last remaining army will get cleaned up by the reinforcing Zerg units. Actually, no, not even Overlord doesn't go over there and clean it up.
Yeah. Yeah, this is, I guess, the hidden aspect of Arbiters. That can be pretty deadly if you micro it just right.
But now that is detection here from this Overlord, but there's actually just not enough Zerg units here. nbaker bleeding off.
Attack upgrades on those Hydras either.
He's got 1, but yeah, it's he's just bleeding off too many units here. They're going in piecemeal.
Oh, he's got Swarm over at the 4th at the same time, but it looks like those Zerglings are just going to get shut down.
Yeah, I'm not sure if nbaker is going to be able to survive. Now the Natural's under fire with this counterattack here from the top. This Natural's going to go down. No more Hydra Den upgrade. I mean, granted, this base is essentially mined out, but the hatcheries are important for macro. The Hydra Den's important for the tech. Zerglings are doing a pretty good job here of cleaning up a lot of these units, but a lot of these drones going down all at the same time, and he's just going to be down to essentially 3-base mining. I mean, he's got a lot of hatcheries here, but I don't know, 4-base Protoss that hasn't really been attacked.
An enormous number of lurkers as well that he's not using. If he mobilized all his forces at once,
oh my god, you're right.
An opportunity to counterattack and do critical damage.
He's got so many lurkers here. Really, should just attack the 4th base with it. I think that would be able to equalize the position somewhat. Yeah, a lot of Hydras now to defend.
Hydra as well.
Exactly.
Once this army has the army that he can do something with, but his time is running out.
Oh, Corsairs!
Oh, well, they've done their bit. Maybe Prodygy is like, okay, you know what? It's too painful even for me. I'm going to sacrifice the Corsairs now.
Now the counterattack with the Hydras at the 4th base, but yeah, there's not enough units here to do it. He really needs these lurkers. Finally starting to unburrow. Here comes the big swarm out. He needs to bring the Zergling Hydra back here at his natural base as well to bring this for the big attack. Might actually be able to crack the defense of Protoss if he brings everything, but he's not. He's leaving a lot of units here to just stay. Now he's finally bringing them over, but maybe he's bleeding off a little too many units here before the rest of the units catch up.
These are a lot of lurkers though, and I don't see any High Templar. That swarm probably not that useful.
Wait, yeah, you're right. Where are the High Templars? There's actually
Yeah, so
the massive amount of units here.
Without storms, you can just take this on, I think.
The Arbor's out of position as well.
If it gets picked off, that'd be pretty painful.
Yeah, it's actually very low on HP as well. Might have stasis.
You know what? Now I can see, yeah, I can see how stasis would be useful looking at this now. It's just such a good spell. It's hard to imagine a situation where you can't use it.
Yeah, right before the Lurkers burrow, that'd be the perfect time to just get a nice stasis on a bunch.
Did I
but here,
a recall sound? I did.
Oh, is that the natural? Yeah, so this is basically just a mass counterattack here from Zerg. Really needs to kill this 4th base. If he can't kill this now, he's going to be in a massive position or massive worse position here from Protoss. But yeah, again, great storm over all these Lurkers, and he has got so many units.
Base. No problem. And Protoss 3rd is almost mined out, and that's actually all he's mining from.
Hydra goes down. The Hydra went down, so he's going to have to remake that. No Hydra production or Lurker, or actually, yeah, he will be able to continue to make Lurkers for a little bit. But this 4th base will go down.
I don't know. Protoss, I think, is in a really tough spot because he's going to have no mining in just a minute.
Well, yeah, that's
Zerg lost all his tech, but he's still happily mining from this 4th base. And the 5th base is waiting to be set up.
You know what I just realized is that even though the supply difference right now is still in favor of Protoss, there's only like 20 supply of that in drones for nbaker. So really his army supply is actually massive right now. It's probably closer to 100 supply worth of army.
You could land a sick plague right now. I don't think he knows that army's right there though.
Yeah, whereas the Protoss supply is a lot of it's still in probes. A good like 30 supply I think is in probes right now. So you know, the army supply is actually quite even, and if this Defiler manages to get off these clutch swarms and plagues...
I wish Defilers could class size storm. That would make TVZ so much
okay. I don't know about that. Maybe a little bit of broken. Plague into storm?
Yeah, perfect combo. Consume into storm is good enough.
Oh man, but here comes
take out this little base here.
The big attack, yes. Swarm right on top of the cannons. The cannons are gonna go down pretty much instantly.
Oh,
the cells are so clumped. The cells are clumped. Oh no, this Lurker in a not the greatest plague.
A terrible plague, but I don't think he needs it.
Oh my god, the cells are so clumped up.
Oh, nice storm down there though.
But it's just not enough. There's just too many units here from Zerg.
Protoss is out of money, out of bases, out of time. That's what Protoss is. Oh, reinforcements though. Maybe he can clean this up. If he pulls back and just lands storms on these Lurkers instead of trying to engage them with the Zealots, maybe he can clean them up. There's a good storm. Has he got another one? I don't think he has the energy.
He does have one more almost there in about 10 seconds, but yeah, you're right.
I really wish he still had his Corsairs right now.
I know, right?
Clean this up. Oh, he's recalling though. Okay, he's recalling at the 5th base. Probably not the most instrumental location right now, but it's nice to shut that down.
But unfortunately for him, you know, on the other side of the map, he's kind of losing everything. The macro of nbaker with that massive bank, really going to be able to get in here and kill everything off. And that is most likely going to be game. I don't see a way for him to come back. He's got no mining.
Damn. What a comeback after losing like 20 plus overlords. I can't believe it.
Yeah, really thought Prodygy had this game in the bag, especially after killing all the tech there at the main base. But nbaker just had so many units back at his bases that it almost reminded me of Flying versus Jaedong, where Jaedong had that drone block and he just didn't reveal any of the units.
Oh, that one, yeah.
He forgot about the units and just ended up being just the instrumental victory that he needed. Because even though Flying was doing quite a bit of damage, he just showed up with like a max army of Zerg units. He's like, okay, win. And same thing happened here with nbaker. He was like, there's the GG.
Wow.
What a game.
Pretty awesome game. Pretty cool to see those arbiters, even if it didn't quite work out. I mean, it was definitely a huge blow.
Absolutely. Your friend Sham too. Friend is a heavy word there. Come on, Sham. Why you gotta be like this to me? Man, I knew you didn't like me, Sham. It's okay. I appreciate you all the same. Alright, going to game number 3. It's going to be on Autobahn. Series tied up 1-1.
Oh, why would Protoss choose Autobahn? That seems crazy to me.
Well, actually, I don't know. Where does Zerg take a very good 3rd base?
Okay, but if I was playing against the Protoss Zerg on this map, I'd be like, I don't want a 3rd base. I'm just going to make like units and come in from those 2 sides at the natural and kill you. That would be my strategy, quite frankly.
It's possible.
I mean, how long does it take to kill those generators? Is it feasible?
It's stacked.
It's not like Heartbreak where it takes like 10 years unless you have siege tanks, right?
They are stacked, but yeah, I think it's a lot easier to kill them off without splash damage compared to most other maps.
Yeah.
That being said, again, the third base for Protoss or for Zerg is a little bit tricky on this map because if you take the close base on the high ground, there's just too many tech paths in. If you take the farther ones that only have one choke, it's a lot farther away for you to reinforce and defend. So
Yeah,
I think I can get why he chose this map.
Well, you could take the top right, bottom left, I think, fairly easily because it's not like Protoss is going to come past your natural and go up that narrow corridor that way. So you just have to defend that one ramp. I think it's possible. But really, I think the go-to is the all-in, honestly. Like, go for Hydra Bust or Ling all-in or something. But again, I'm not sure about these buildings. I'm pretty sure generators have like 500 HP compared to Temple's 2000, so it might not be that hard to break them down.
It's not a lot of HP on those generators, to be sure. But in this game, Game 3, tied up 1-1. Prodygy as the green Protoss spawning here at the top left, which means at the bottom right as the purple Zerg, it is going to be nbaker.
Alright, let's see what the openings are this time. Hey, there's a probe going out for the expand, so no more fancy gate shenanigans.
Yep, and gonna go out to scout immediately, so most likely a Forge fast expand coming up here for Prodygy. Of course, could be wrong, he could just go gateway, but generally speaking, if you send the probe scout out immediately, it's gonna be a Forge first.
Yeah. Well, I mean, even just generally, it's far more common to go for Forge than gateway.
Yep, and Drone Scout also, just to make sure that there is no cheese going on.
Yeah, I quite like this. Like I was saying in the first game, a lot of Zergs will just send the Overlord on a two-player map because they know they can find the Protoss eventually because there's only one spot. But the Drone Scout lets you get there a lot earlier and really know. Is this the path that AI will take, or did he deliberately send it over to the left here?
I think he deliberately sent it over because the middle is definitely faster.
And this is a potential proxy location, right? So that makes a lot of sense.
Yep. Imagine he just plops a hatchery down right here and he just goes for a mass.
I was about to say, like, it looked like he was going to for a second. Oh, dude, can you sunken push? Creep doesn't go down ramps, does it? So
no, it doesn't. He could put a hatch out here in front of the...
could. I want to see that now.
This is buildable.
All right. If anyone's listened to the other casts I've been in, one thing I asked for, I want to see a nuke in CPL. I also want to see, like, a proxy hatch into sunken push. Guys, you have a mission. Go do it.
I mean, you could just nuke rush Doc. I think Doc is bad enough to the point where you could do that.
Wow, that's...
I love you, Doc. Whenever you have your grudge match, buddy.
for real, though, I want to try a nuke build in TVZ. It could be pretty good.
And hey, you know, maybe Doc is listening. He could do the Hydra push against me, for all you know, if we ever have a grudge match on Autobahn.
No, Doc, here's what you do. You switch to playing Protoss, mind control an SUV, and then get a nuke, okay? That's how you do it. This Overlord's heading straight for this cannon. I'm kind of scared for its life.
This happened to him in the other game, too.
Okay, he will pull it back. And nbaker is going for fast third. He's not going to the corner base, though. He's going to this one. You were saying there's problems. It's very open. And it's not like the paths for Protoss to get here are particularly difficult either.
Yeah, this is just
In fact... Wouldn't Protoss like to take that high ground as a third base? And then he has a really easy push path to this third as well.
Not sure. I think actually the location that nbaker's gotten, mirrored on the other side of the map, is actually where Protoss wants to take their third base. Because I feel like, I mean, if you think about it this way, Protoss can put down a lot of cannons at the top of this big ramp, and then the small ramp is kind of easily defendable. Whereas the other high ground base that you're talking about is just got 3 ramps going up to it, one of which is massive, the other one's a medium-sized one, and then one that's small. It's really difficult if Zerg can get any kind of a supply advantage to just come in from all sides and just kill your third base.
But that's true, but consider that the army positioning is very important, and I think for Protoss compared to Zerg, it matters a lot less that you have terrain in your favor, because if you just put like 8 cannons around a pylon, it's still pretty good. I don't think you need the choke point as much, so I don't know. Maybe that's something to consider if I ever switch to Protoss, which I'm totally not going to do. Whether you want to go for the base that you can defend more easily, or try and get the better like sort of positioned base, I suppose.
Yeah, there is a lot of risk and reward, obviously, with taking that third base, as you said, depending on how you want to play out the rest of the map. But on the other side of the map, nbaker's got that layer coming up, about halfway done, so Spire...
Looking pretty similar to last game, actually, from nbaker, but Prodygy not buying into the cannon paranoia this game.
Yep. Cyberbank's core is almost finished, just about right on time at 4:30, and then the Stargate will follow very shortly. And we're going to see what this layer done. Here we go, Spire.
I'm surprised if he didn't go for Spire again.
Yep, here's the drone that he's going to make it. And there we go, Spire.
Oh, there it is. Okay, I was looking for it.
I love you, Prizzle. Thanks for tuning in, by the way. I appreciate you a lot. For those who don't know,
Saw him in the chat there.
Prizzle's not a typical StarCraft player. In fact, he's a total scrub. Only plays UMS games. I love you, Prizzle. But yeah, hatchery gonna come now for nbaker, 4th hatchery. Probably is gonna go into 5-hatch Hydra style, unless he goes for Midas again, which he did in game 2. Which again, I just don't feel like is the right play if you're only on 1 gas. I mean, making a couple Scourge is fine, but what did those Midas do?
Well, you know, I guess the real deal here is that he needs to make Scourge at all, because he did not make a single one last game and suffered quite a lot for it.
Yeah. He really needs to learn how to adapt. I mean, games 1 and 2, both losing a ton of Overlords to the Corsairs. He should know to adapt, say, hey, what was my issues in both those games? Oh, I was supply block for like 1 billion years. Maybe I should probably make some Scourge. So, you know, in best of series, you should also learn to adapt to how your opponent's playing and how you might play. So, for example, Prodygy may not have needed to go for the extra cannon here in this game, considering that nbaker in most of the games in game 1 and 2 didn't go for any kind of Zergling bust yet. Just so 1 cannon would be enough, and then immediately go into Nexus to get the economy up faster.
Well, you got to be careful though, because sometimes your opponent is just sort of leading you somewhere. Like Valar in the chat, I'm sure will tell you about how hard he metagamed his opponent in his games, kind of lulling them into the opposite of lulling them to a false sense of security, scaring them a lot, and then playing a sort of standard game. So, and you know what? There's a good number of speedlings around here. He is totally walled up, so these aren't going to be able to do anything. But if he wasn't as careful, it might be a bit scary for him.
Yep. And so these speedlings are on the map. 5-hatch Hydra is on the way here for nbaker, and actually the wall here for the natural base with the SimCity, the Hydra Den, and the Hatch is kind of interesting. It kind of signals to me that he wants to put the Sunkens kind of near his extractor, which is interesting considering that if you were to move them up further towards where the neutral lurker egg is, then if you put the Sunkens kind of behind that, then actually the back door gets open for an attack where Sunkens can't reach. With Sunkens close to the extractor, the Sunkens will actually be able to reach whatever units come and harass the mineral line from the back door. So, interesting.
First Corsair going down just as it kills an Overlord, though.
Yep, so that's actually
a great pick-off for nbaker.
Very good for nbaker this time around.
Oh, but he didn't remake Overlords in time, so he's going to have a bit of supply block here, unfortunately.
And one more Corsair on the map trying to kill an Overlord. And we'll see if Prodygy is going to have the reaction time to get this Corsair away. And looks like the answer is no. Very good here from nbaker. Much different.
There's a little team of Zealots heading down to this 3rd base, though, and there's no static defense there. And this supply block coming in again, he can't, like, flood Lings right this second. He has to wait till they're done.
This is actually going to do so much damage, actually. There's just not enough Zerglings out right now. No Sunkens at all.
It's unfortunate that Zealot speed's a bit behind, because maybe these drones can just get away if he's quick.
Yeah, they should be able to get away, but this is still going to do so much damage. He's not microing the drones!
Are they going to run?
There he is.
There they go. So he only got 1, so that's alright. But the hatchery could definitely go down.
Yeah, spamming out a lot of Zerglings in response to this. Going to try to make sure that the Zealots can't get on, but they just targeting down the hatchery. Nope, find out, retargeting onto those Zerglings. But it looks like the hatch will end up falling.
You know, that's not the worst thing in the world, because he does have the 2nd hatch, so while the new one's building, you can just mine at reduced efficiency.
Trying to get here into this little choke point, but unfortunately just that kind of just helps the Zerglings surround the Zealots.
Yeah,
maybe not.
That was unfortunate for Protoss. Damn, he has a lot of Zerglings now, though. Holy crap.
Yeah, he should go for
these reinforcements are just sacrifices, really. He could go for a massive counter-attack with all these Zerglings.
He actually went for Meatless.
Well, you know, that could be a response to him picking off the first Corsair, and if he was still making Scourge as well with this, I'd like it, but just a Meatless alone, I don't know. I'm not sure how I feel about it.
Yep, but the cannons are now starting at the main base, 2 of them, but none of the natural.
Well, if he only makes 2 Meatless, and Protoss has to make all these cannons, that's not bad.
Yeah, a little bit of an overreaction here, and the fact of the matter is, losing 1 hatchery for all of those Zealots without losing many drones, only losing 1 drone there, is actually pretty good for nbaker here.
Yeah.
Just remake that hatchery and continue to drone
like
up.
I was saying, he's got that little long-distance mining as well, so this is not that bad, really.
Yeah, in fact, because he doesn't have those Zealots anymore, guess what? nbaker can just take this 4th base for free here at the 3 o'clock position, whereas Prodygy, on the other hand, this 3rd base actually looks very scary to take right now for Prodygy, because so many
and well, here come the Zerglings. He heard you, man.
Yeah,
He's
through
like,
the replay somehow.
Flash is telling me something. He's time traveler.
Yeah, he has scouted it. He should realize that he can go after this. I mean, he's got so many Zerglings.
He's sending Lings in now,
and
but
Hydras.
The just about have time.
Yeah, but the Hydras are
what
out.
is Hydras out?
Yeah.
He made a few more Mutalists as well, so he has this really mixed force, which is interesting.
I really
I
think.
mean, look at what Protoss has. He could definitely bring his full might to bear on this third and shut it down, I think.
I really think he should just macro now and switch over from drones. He's got enough drones at all of his bases. In fact, maybe not so much of the natural,
Well,
but
these 3 Mutalisks are not going to get anything done except get themselves killed.
yeah. But I think really should just switch to unit production right now and just go after his third base. Protoss is very weak in this position because of the fact that he lost so many of those early zealots for that exchange for the hatchery.
He keeps trickling in a couple of units at a time, though, and that's not the way
These
to do
Corsairs!
it.
These
wow.
Corsairs!
That's pretty huge, actually. Oh, he only got 1. Oh, I thought he was going to get another one there.
Yeah,
Still,
losing 1.
That's still a deal. He only lost 1 Mutalisk, I think.
But never mind. Looks like he's just going to continue to drone up here at this 4th base and say, okay, you take your 3rd, I'm going to take my 4th, and I'm just going to get a ton of hatcheries out. Transition.
Yeah, and he's droning it
tech.
up pretty quickly, so going to be in a dominating position, I think. Oh, these High Templars. I don't know if nbaker can see these.
Wait.
I think he can. Oh, no, he can't. But still, if he can pick these off, that'd be enormous for him. On the other hand, if Clutch Storms go down, oh my god.
The Storms! The High Templar!
Yeah. No, they're just going to die. Okay, no, they make it away. That was close. That could have been bad for either player, but instead they just sort of passed by each other. But now the Storm's going to come down. Oh my god. These Hydra's going to get slaughtered. Ah, if he was able to pick off those High Templars, that would have been enormous, but instead it went the other way. Damn.
I mean,
Protoss is a good race, man.
He did end up only having 1 High Templar left out of all of this, so not the worst, but again, losing a lot of those units to Storm, really bad there, had an opportunity to jump on top of those High Templar. But on the other side, I will tell you, he forgot to upgrade +1 weapons on his Protoss units, so he's actually at 0-0 right now.
Well, I think he's still going to have enough to attack this base. There's some Hydras around the map, but they're out of position. A lot of drones can go down before these Hydras can get here. Yep. Oh, he's focusing the hatchery though. I'm not sure if he's going to get it. Totally worth it if he does, but I don't think he's going to quite manage it, especially with this sort of split focusing he's got now. Yeah, nice job morphing those Hydras. That's a good save morphing all those Hydras there, because they were about to die. Nice storm,
another good storm, but I don't think it's going to be enough here for the Protoss player to break through. Too many Zerglings, too many Hydralisks. But like I said, he did manage to kill off a lot of those drones, which is going to be very important for him later on. The Zerg not going to be able to get too far off the ground in terms of that economy now that he managed to kill off. But again, on the other side of the map, he doesn't have that much of an army left either. So both these players just trading blows.
And there are not very many probes at this third at all. There's only 6 probes there, so it's not doing that much for him yet. So even after losing those drones, I think it's not a bad deal for Zerg at this point, because he can bounce back pretty quickly from that, whereas it's going to take a while for Protoss to remake that much army.
Yep. And now Prodygy starting up with the mass cannons here at his third base to help protect. But Zerg, I think, I probably favor Zerg in this position. He's got a lot more hatcheries.
Yeah, I definitely favor Zerg.
A lot more hatcheries coming up.
His hive is late though. That's the only thing. He hasn't started a Queen's Nest yet.
Yeah, instead just opting for the mass upgrade style here with 2 more Evo chambers on the way.
Well, Protoss is upgrading now, so he won't be able to get a huge advantage, but still, he's going to be ahead. So many hatcheries down here.
I don't know. He might be really ahead of upgrades because Protoss isn't dropping a second forge to keep up in the upgrades.
No, Protoss already has 2 forges. There's one in his main and one in his natural.
Oh, is there one in his main? Oh, there is one in his main. Okay, you're right. I didn't see that one. But triple upgrade is going to start soon for Zerg, and that's going to be when it gets really dicey. He's not mining from his third extractor, though. That's a mistake.
Yeah. Well, and he's supply blocked again, even without losing.
Overlords this time.
Yeah.
The 3 Corsairs still on the map, as always. Prodygy just wanting to get a couple in there, not really committing too much to them, but at the same time, just making sure that they're annoyance.
I shouldn't keep bringing it up, but really not much mining going on. Okay, there we go. Prodygy just got his probes working properly at the third, so he lost quite a bit of income there. I think what he could have had.
Yeah, he's only got 8 probes actually here saturated. He looks like maybe 13 probes at the natural and about 14 at the main. So needs to work on continuously making more probes in the future and make sure that all these bases get really saturated so he can keep up a really good economy moving forward. Because on 3 bases, you should definitely be able to afford more than just 7 gateways, which is what he's got. Probably get closer up to 10 gateways, 12 gateways.
You know, I thought for a second those neutral eggs were lurker eggs, and I was like, oh my god, what's he doing?
Yeah, this probe looking to set up a 4th base. Not going to be able to just yet until these zealots come over here and clean up the Zerglings. But they're going to try to snipe down that probe, and not going to get it. So
I guess Zerg isn't capitalizing on this, but he's got to be careful putting that much of his army down there while the rest of it's the natural. He's very split up right now.
Yeah, Zerg is actually very far ahead. Look at the supply count right now. They're actually even, which is never where you want to be as a Protoss player. And Zerg even grabbing a 5th base now, while Protoss grabs his 4th base. Actually, not started his 4th base yet. That's a mistake. Should be starting
I think
that.
he's just about to do it. Yeah, and Hive is on the way as well. But hey, we've got the Arbiter play again. And you know what? There's no reason it can't be just as good on this map. If Protoss can keep his bases together this time and pull off the same sort of recall in the main, it could be a way back in for him.
That is fairly true. Good assessment, but I don't know. What happens if it, like just last time where he had a massive army and just rolls over Protoss?
Well, I think what he needs to do is set up all these cannons, like at the 3rd base, but have a couple of high Templars at each base too. And then he'll be free to sort of roam the map, and if Zerg counterattacks those bases with storms as well, it's going to be very cost inefficient. Yes. Zerg taking the 6 o'clock, sorry, the 12 o'clock. He just wants every map on base on the map. He's not stopping.
I mean, he's even starting two more hatcheries over here at the 4th base as well, so he's just
doesn't he have enough?
Doing whatever. And now Protoss is going to try
so many hatcheries.
He's going to try to move up here. He's going to be met by a handful of Zerg units. But I don't think that Zerg should be able to hold on here without any lurkers behind this army.
Oh, he doesn't have adrenal glands yet, right? Because his Hive was so much later. Okay, so that was a cool idea. If we'd like set up a Sim City there, that would have been so annoying for Protoss, but Protoss does swat it down.
Yeah, he just started adrenal gland upgrades, but only 1-1 on all of these units right now for Zerg. So even with the triple...
and that's +1 melee finishing right now, not +2.
Yeah, +1 melee just about to finish. And did Carapace just finish? No, he hasn't started at +2 Carapace, so a little bit of a mistake here.
Really cool.
Oh, High Templar! High Templar! High Templar! High Templar! Oh my god! Oh my god!
Oh, that's painful. Okay, he gets good storms off though, so not a total loss. In fact, actually, he killed almost all those lurkers, so that's not so bad.
Yeah, good storms to follow up.
Yeah. Well, if you're going to lose your High Templars, he's using the ones he had left pretty efficiently there. That was pretty good engagement with Protoss, actually.
Kamikaze High Templars, like you say. But
yeah, that's right.
Actually, 1 lurker still left. There's no observers out right now, so that's going to be a little bit of an
not any on the map? Does he not have a rover? No, he does. Okay.
He does.
I guess he hasn't made any.
He hasn't made any
just Protoss is going to carry on and get this corner base. There's actually no drones here, so I don't know. It's kind of just like a placeholder base.
Yeah, nbaker once again pulling off his best Jadong impression here, leaving all of his units at his 3rd base at the 6 o'clock.
Yeah, that's right. Well, he's going to be able to shut down this bottom left with a few, just a handful really, which is pretty good.
Yeah,
exactly. So an eye for an eye at this point.
Mm-hmm.
And that'll leave Protoss still 1 base down.
Yep, and Protoss is going to be mined out soon. Yeah, his main's just about to run dry. His natural is looking close to being dry, probably in about 2 minutes or so.
So this game might follow the same pattern as the last one, where he can get off this sick recall, but then Zerg's just like, okay, I'm going to overwhelm you now. Oh, is he going to get this hatch? I think this massive flood of lings actually will kill everything.
On the other side of the map, going for a counterattack at the 3rd base, managing to get a decent storm off all of those drones, but the hatch looks like it's going to be dead. In fact, the army managing to do really a lot of damage here, killing off a lot of the Protoss units, and he is so far ahead.
There weren't that many drones at that 3 o'clock location anyway, so the storm wasn't really that bad for Zerg. I mean, that said, he should probably get more drones. That'd be good for him, but he was never under that much threat there, unfortunately, for Protoss.
The DTs here doing a lot to these Zerglings. Needs to move this.
They're like a movable Sim City for those zealots. Pretty cool. Oh, he may die anyway. Well, he picks up all these Zerglings.
Bring the Overlord. Bring the Overlord. Bring the Overlord. Oh, there he goes. There he goes. Now the DTs.
Well, even with this Overlord, I don't know. I think he can clean it up no problem because DTs are pretty good.
Yep.
Oh, okay, maybe not. Maybe against Cracklings, they're pretty bad.
They're pretty squishy, man.
Yeah, it's true. I guess you need like a critical amount compared to the Zerglings to be able to pick them off quickly.
Meantime, grabbing the 4th base now at the 12 o'clock position instead, but a flood of
lings are just going to shut that down instantly.
Oh my god. And as well as the Defiler here with full energy, so swarm, play, whatever you want from this Defiler. Yeah, it cancels it immediately. And now, again, just setting up a base here at the top right for Zerg, and Protoss mined out at his main. Natural is just about to get mined out. A lot of these patches are only down to 100 minerals each, so that's not going to do it.
Corsair Swarm is out though. Can he find the same massive value he did last time? And looking at this natural, there's definitely a lot of Overlords to be harvested there.
Yeah, not quite as active this game, but again,
This
just
looks very scary for Protoss right now, actually. This army up at the 12 could actually just come smashing into its natural.
yeah, too many units out for Zerg right now off of this massive, massive hatchery macro here. A couple, like, actually a lot of lurkers trapped right now at his 4th base, if you can see.
Oh man, he's doing it again.
That cycle of Hydras just
You know,
popped
he
out.
has an Arbiter positioned for a recall here. It's just got enough energy. I wonder if he's going to go for the main. I honestly think it wouldn't help him in this position because once his army's away from here, Zerg's just going to storm in.
He does have his army clustered for a recall, looks like, at the front of the natural base. So it is possible that he goes for it. We will have to watch out for that on the minimap when it goes out to move. A lot of these Corsairs now going after these overlords over here on this left side of the map.
Did he lose some courses? I thought he had more than that.
Yeah, I think he lost a couple. And yep, there
Oh,
goes
he's gonna
another
lose
one.
another one. Ooh,
But he is supply block. Zerg is once again supply block, as usual. That's been the name of this series so far for
yeah, you know,
nbaker.
Zerg's economy is not great, even with all these bases, because he only has 2 drones at the 3 o'clock and 0 drones at the top right. So hatcheries alone aren't going to do much. I think he's going to recall his top right, but that's really not where he wants to recall. It's not going to get that much done for him. Okay,
He does recall it.
so he does it, but there's literally no drones here. Again, it's just like sort of a placeholder base.
Yeah, and the thing is with Protoss, how does he take a 4th base at this point? You know?
Yeah, nbaker's doing a really good job of just shutting that down. That's where his army's concentrated, right? Just to deny those bases. He really needs to burrow these lurkers. Okay, there they go.
There they go. Swarm on top as well,
Nice
that
start
base.
for him,
And
yeah.
now going after the Arbiter army over here, managing to do quite a bit of damage as well. I mean, trading
I don't think
inefficiently.
he's going to finish off this army, though. I think Protoss will get the upper hand here, maybe.
Yeah, but trading
He's
army
focusing those overlords, which probably isn't helping.
inefficiently is fine for Zerg at this point because he's got so much more of an economy than Protoss. Protoss is now only is mined out of both of his bases, only mining from 1 base now at this point. So again, like I said before, how does he take a 4th base?
Well, nice storms at the 12 o'clock, and look, he has a decent bank. Well, like I said before, Zerg is not actually mining as much as it seems. So I feel like if he really heavily commits to this 12, he can pull it off. He's going to lose this Arbiter army, though.
No, there's no Overlord here. Once again,
Oh.
Plague would be pretty good right here. Should reveal the entire army.
Wow, that's actually OP as hell.
Wait, I'm
Watch out,
actually
Dragoon.
confused. Why does Plague reveal units?
It just does. Don't ask questions. If it has, like, you know, some kind of slime on it, units get revealed. Like Devourers, for example, reveal stuff, and Snare reveal stuff.
yeah.
That's just how it is. I don't pretend to understand. Look at it this way. If, like, you know, the unit's invisible or whatever, but then you put the Plague on top of it, you just see the Plague floating around, and you know something must be there, right? It's like if there's an invisible man, you throw a sack of flour at him or something.
Yeah.
You know?
I
you
see
know what
why.
I mean?
I see why Ensnare and the Acid Spores would, but I feel like Plague is more of like maybe like an internal thing that causes units to lose health rather than a out exterior thing. But I mean,
No, you literally just cover them with cancer. Have you read the lore on that?
I haven't actually. That's
Yeah,
interesting.
it's basically it's like something cancer. That's how it goes.
Okay. Cool. We'll learn something new every day.
You know what sucks? Defense Matrix reveals quite stuff, so you can't like Defense Matrix and nuking Ghost without it being revealed.
Oh, interesting. I actually did not know that. But anyways, getting back to this game, there's just so many units out
that's
here
right. We're
from
doing that, aren't we?
nbaker. But at the same time, you know, while nbaker's denying Prodygy a 4th base, Prodigy's denied nbaker a 5th base, so nbaker can't really do much. He has re-droned up at this 4th base over here at the 3 o'clock. A lot of drones there,
Well,
so
it
that's
feels
gonna
a
be
bit
good.
like he's holding one hand behind his back because he's got this massive army in the bottom left as well.
Yeah, I was about to
and
say.
you could definitely take out that like last mining base for Protoss with this.
And here comes the attack here once again, trading armies, just trading like half an army.
Swarm, except that he has only Hydras.
Yeah,
So that's still not going to make good use of that swarm.
Not that the lurkers are here now to burrow and kill off those zealots, and the High Templars
And that
also
Archon's not going to be able to do anything, I don't think.
setting up a 4th base right on top of these Hydras. Probably not the best idea.
Well, he has to though. What choice does he have? And he's got reinforcements, so he thinks maybe he can do it. I mean, to be fair, if he can't secure this, he probably loses the game. And yeah, there it goes again.
Yeah, he will start to run out of money as well as the 3rd base now only having 300 minerals left. So in the next 4 to 5 minutes, it's not going to look good. nbaker also having a massive lurker arc right here at this 4th base potential at the bottom right.
Yeah.
Or bottom left, sorry, for
Expecting
Prodygy.
Protoss to come up that back alley, I guess.
Yeah, exactly. So it's almost like it's almost like Destination where you kind of camped outside the Protoss back door from the
don't
middle.
don't even mention that. As Terran, I hate it so much.
But yeah, once again, nbaker trying to start that 5th base, as we said before. Even having a drone here at the bottom left to maybe start that base as well. I really feel like you just should have taken this bottom left base instead.
Yeah, for sure, because that's where his army's been sitting this whole time. But I think he's finally realized, oh, you know what? I can attack with this stuff as well.
Well, if
the
lurkers,
traffic jam.
If the lurkers don't
like
move.
you were saying, his J-Dong impression.
And these Hydras are also just kind of
Are there any
dying.
overlords here?
Nope.
There are none. So again, the Arbiter being OP. Okay, they're moving a bit out now.
Here comes the army. And the Zealot Clump.
Whoa.
The Zealot Clump. Oh no.
Brutal.
Plague?
A nice Plague would help.
Plague?
Where's the Plague? Plague good. No, okay, he doesn't get it.
Unfortunate.
Still, could definitely just push this location. I feel like he's being too timid with all these units he has.
That's what I would say, and he needs to bring more overlords
goes.
here. But here comes.
Yeah, that for sure.
But where are the
Here we go.
overlords?
He's having a nice little flank as well from the top with these Hydras. That could be huge.
Oh man, this is a massive flank
Ah,
here.
but the cloaking will shut them down.
The Arbiter
Arbiter dies. Oh, man, why do they seem so squishy when it's Hydra shooting at them? When it's missile turrets shooting at them, they seem invincible.
I don't know. It's kind of weird how that
Well, it
works.
looks like Zerg's going to take this out. Actually, nothing Protoss can do against this massive.
Yeah,
swarm.
only Dragoons versus Swarm. That's not
Yeah.
really the army composition you want, and just link floods from both sides of the map right now, just flooding out. Look at this line of
Oh my
purple
god, yeah.
streaming
That's
across.
hilarious right now.
Yeah, I
Still only 2-2 for Zerg though, compared to 3-3 for Protoss. It's not going to matter, but
oh, even a good
making
plague
those
on all
Protoss
these
units
goons.
fight this that little bit harder.
The High Templar, unfortunately, with Storm, but deciding not to Storm. But even then, I don't think that matters. The Zerg units are all really pretty spread apart, besides these lurkers down here at the bottom. But like I said, he's gonna go for a counterattack at the 5th base. But buddy, that's not where the most of the problem is right now.
There's
the problem
still
is
0 drones there. Okay, the first time in this game, 3 drones have hatched that location. But still, this location does not matter at all.
Yeah, and the fact of the matter is, he's got 1,500 minerals left, and he's got absolutely no way of mining more.
Yeah. Well, maybe he's thinking, you know, this top right was the only base Zerg could mine from. He doesn't realize he's taking the bottom left.
Yep,
Or
bottom
that
left.
he's still mining at the 3 o'clock.
Yeah, the fact that this 3 o'clock that you said before was not droned up at all, which means that now nbaker can finally drone it up and actually get quite a bit of mining out.
It was all a strategy, because see, now it's lasted longer than Protoss expected.
Yeah, you're right. And now the rest of the units here are going to end up dying outside on the map, and that's going to be GG well played. nbaker is going to take
Oh, dude,
game 3.
look in the top right of the map. There's like a recall going down right now or something on this Hydra. It looks really weird.
Oh,
Do you see it?
yeah.
You see that?
Is that? I think
What
that's
is that?
I think it's a dragoon shot.
Oh, wow, okay. I thought it was like a recall, but that wouldn't make any sense, would it? Huh. Okay, well, I guess we can leave that.
Yep. All right, going
Okay, well.
into the second series. That's just the first series, guys. Excellent.
Yeah. Intense defensive play from nbaker. Able to take it home.